Thank you, Mr. President. I understand the goal of the majority to eliminate all concealed weapons in the state of New Jersey and to return to the prior standard. The Bruen decision was pretty clear, and the Bruen decision was actually done because of the policies in states like New York and New Jersey. New York and New Jersey made it almost impossible for anyone to get a concealed weapon. Actually, the standard was there had to be a substantial and imminent threat. So let's talk about that standard for a minute. The young woman who was able to get that standard met before a Superior Court judge and was awarded a concealed weapon because of this threat is no longer able to carry that concealed weapon because this bill bars the carrying of the concealed weapon almost anywhere. And I'm happy to hear from the majority if that woman has a place to carry that concealed weapon. In addition, a police officer who worked for 5 years who's not retired under the standard allowed under federal law and who works for a security firm and who was able to meet this standard under the old law is now prohibited from carrying a concealed weapon. So the secondary consequences of this policy is actually detrimental to people who met the old standard. OLS, the Office of Legislative Services, that is normally fairly measured, has indicated that they believe that this is unconstitutional. So what we do today is challenge the Supreme Court of the United States. And I understand that you don't like the decision. And I understand that Supreme Court makes decisions that all of us don't like. But today, we know that in New York, a federal judge has already set aside and found unconstitutional a similar law in New York, and it is now up in the circuit court, but the circuit court has not ruled. So we have a federal judge in New York. We have the Office of Legislative Services. We have people who were able to be awarded a concealed weapon under the prior law. And the majority today has taken an extreme step. So we know we're going to be back here to revisit. Now, if this bill was about training people who were going to be awarded a concealed weapon, I'd be 100% with you, because I think very significant training is needed. Background checks, very, very important. But to take away the complete right that the Bruen decision has given, it's an extreme decision by this majority. The last question I would ask, if we are complying with the new decision, where can the person who gets a concealed weapon carry? I would like that question answered if possible, so when this court decision is forthcoming, that they've heard from the majority as to where this concealed carry permit is actually effective. Thank you, Mr. President.